We are 4 for 4. What's going on, folks? Welcome to Sand City Sports. I am your host, the Cape Cod Kid, artist formerly known as Andre King, and we are back again to break you all the sports and current events, news stories that you need to know. What's going on, bro? Thank you for being here with us.
What up, Dre? How you doing?
Much obliged, much obliged. Now, listen, folks, we have the live action of the T-Wolves and the Mavericks going on. Last time I checked, had the game on behind me. T-Wolves are up 4, trying to hold on. We are going to look at this. Also, we have to get over to what's going on in the Eastern Conference. Boston Celtics breaking through, making it to the NBA Finals. We need to put some respect on their name. We have NBA draft coverage to get to. Bronny James, his draft status, his draft stock heating up. Number of teams want to bring him in for camp. We're going to take a look at that. We had the passing of the late, great Bill Walton just yesterday. We have to put some respect on his name. Somebody who was a luminary in basketball circles. We're going to take a look at Bill Walton. And Major League Baseball did something notable today. It was reported Major League Baseball is going to have the Negro Leagues will be a part of their records. Negro League's going to be a part of the record books in Major League Baseball. And so we're going to get into all of that. So starting off, Mavs, T-Wolves. T-Wolves are up by a couple, fourth quarter. What's your prediction on this game, how it's going to go down the stretch, bro?
Dallas going to close it up.
Dallas taking out the Minnesota Timberwolves. You have them finishing the job tonight?
Yeah, I got it.
I'm gonna say that the T-Wolves are going to hang in there. I got the T-Wolves extending the series. Anthony Edwards not going to allow this team to get swept. They're going to hang on in Game 4 in Dallas. You know something? They're going to go back to Minnesota in Game 5 and get a W there. This series is going 6 games, folks. Okay, you're watching it live. Bro, you got it up on the screen. I had to turn it off here just because it would interfere with my shot. I need to get the second TV set up so that we can get the live game analysis. So we're working on that. I can pull up the statistics in terms of the game cast. But I have the Minnesota Timberwolves winning tonight just based off the fact I believe in Anthony Edwards. I believe in Anthony Edwards and his ability as a leader, his ability as an alpha dog, the maturity, the positive outlook and attitude. And Minnesota is a supremely talented team. Let's not forget that. Okay, they lost Game 2 on a buzzer beater. Lost Game 3, a nip and tuck battle. Minnesota Timberwolves are too good to be swept, in my opinion. Bro, do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, they played pretty bad in these fourth quarters. So you play bad in the fourth quarter, you lose games in the playoffs.
Understood. Played pretty good in the fourth quarter against Denver Nuggets, though. On the road, Game 7, down double digits. I believe it was 18 points. With under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter.
You can only hang your hat for so long in the playoffs.
True. But I don't know if their run is over.
Yeah. Yesterday's win is not gonna win today's game.
Point taken. And the fourth quarters have been notably bad. Also, Jaden McDaniels might have got fouled in Game 2. Kyrie Irving might have fouled him.
And
okay,
Cat
so but if it's in butts,
Cat has been playing atrocious. Okay.
Awful. 4 for 32, excuse me, from the 3-point stripe. Going into Game 4.
Fouls. Right now, he has 5 fouls. Like, he's just been playing atrocious.
All right, Cat not doing what he needs to do. Not playing up to his number 1 overall pick status, perennial all-star status. Not sure if Cat has a Team USA bid, Team USA appearance or not, but certainly not this summer. He's not going to be on that team. Listen, my head is saying Dallas. We had somebody. Was that Anthony Edwards?
No.
Do we have an Anthony Edwards highlight breaking?
No. Jaden Hardy just caught a body.
Okay, some of the Dallas Mavericks role players, some of the Dallas Mavericks worker bees. Let me get this game over here. Let me get the live stream of this game over here. Let me get the live stream. Let me get the game cast. Hold on, give me the box score. Give me the box score. Okay, T-Wolves up 5. So we'll switch back over to that just to get that into the mix. Okay, and get All right, so we got all the things. Sand City Sports, folks. Glad to be with you this evening. A little bit late, but nonetheless, super duper excited. We are live right now on YouTube. We're live on Twitter. We are live on Twitch, and we're also live on Facebook, incorporating multiple platforms. Big breakthrough for us here in Sand City Sports, and we have plenty to get to, and we're going to get right into it. We're getting the live right now commentary of the T-Wolves game. My bro here, he feels that the Mavericks are going to slam the door. Anthony Edwards, my man, Anthony Edwards, the person that I am putting my faith and my backing to be the next face of the NBA. I'm not backing down off this take. He's not allowing himself to get swept. Everybody gets swept, okay? It happens in sports, right? Remember the Shaquille O'Neal led Orlando Magic. The Shaquille O'Neal led Orlando Magic in '95 when they broke through to the NBA Finals.
Goodness.
How did that end?
This boy Hardy is going crazy. Oh no. You gotta be careful.
Hardy's going crazy. What do we have for the count here? Let's take a look. Still a 5-point game. Hardy's getting loose though. Okay, he getting loose. I say Minnesota's going to reel him in. But listen, it can go. That's a ridiculous statement. Obviously, it can go either way. Here's why I'm concerned about the Dallas Mavericks as a serious threat. And bro, jump in here at any time. The game is going on live, so we're going to talk, about the game and the swings that happen. Both of us are picking Dallas to win the series. We're not going to have something that's never happened in NBA history before. 154 times a team has gone up 3-0. 154 times that team has won the series. Now, it got a little dicey last year, bro. If you might recall, the Boston Celtics were down 3-0, and what happened? What happened last year when the Boston Celtics went down 3-0? Let me adjust my chair. That's right. They stormed back to win 3 straight games, folks. They stormed back to win 3 straight games. So it could have happened last year, specifically because Game 7 was in Boston. But what ended up happening? The Miami Heat, down their second best player, put a beating on Boston in Game 7 at home. Shameful loss, which is a lot in the rearview mirror here in Beantown. But I hope this team remembers it as they break through back to the NBA Finals. They should have won that game. It should be 3 straight finals for the Celtics. And we should have had Celtics Nuggets last year. Now, I think the Nuggets would probably won that series, frankly. I'm not going to say, but
I'm not. If it's about say should be this, should be that, should be this, should be that. We're here now. We're in the finals.
Okay. Yeah, they're here now. They're in the finals. I'm concerned about the Mavericks. Yeah, I'm concerned about the Mavericks. Based on how they're handling the Timberwolves. Timberwolves team that I picked, I didn't put enough respect on the Mavericks name. Had them losing in 6 games to the T-Wolves. They win Game 1. They make a statement winning Game 1. Bro, jump in at any time. Game 2 buzzer beater, that's Luka Magic. You knew that was going to happen. Okay? That's Larry Legend 2024. Okay? As much as I hype up Anthony Edwards, I need to put a little bit more respect on Luka's name. Frankly. I need to put more respect on Luka's name because he's been doing it since he came into the NBA. Nonetheless, I was holding out hope. Minnesota obviously went down 0-2. No. Excuse me. They didn't. Let's correct that. Let's correct that. Minnesota was up 2-0 against Denver. That's on me. Minnesota was up 2-0 against Denver and then lost 3 games straight. Let's see how people are responding. We live on Twitter. Okay, live on Twitter. It's the first time being live on Twitter. Super duper appreciative of that. Facebook, do we got anybody tuning in? Okay, we see what's going on Facebook. We live on Facebook. Stepping that up. That's good. Let me just check on. You know what I mean? Let me just do a little production work here. Let me just do a little bit of production work. The YouTube is on and cracking, and the Twitch is on and cracking. So all of our platforms are up. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what time it is. When I say like, comment, subscribe, that means comment. But certainly appreciate the feedback, good, better, and different. Let me know what's working. Let me know what's not working. Let me know how you feel. Of course, we always say this. My bro has been really consistent in terms of being on Sand City Sports. Much appreciated. But we also welcome to add people, add voices, add perspectives to the show as you're able. Bro, Boston and Dallas, I have it going 7. How do you feel?
Boston, Dallas, 6.
Boston and 6. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not seeing or feeling enough respect on the Minnesota. Excuse me. See, I've already put the Minnesota Timberwolves. I had the winner of the Wolves Nuggets series automatically in the finals. I did not put any kind of respect on Dallas Mavericks name. All right, and so I have to eat a little bit of humble pie. Not that I didn't believe in Luka. Not obviously. I have my reservations about Kyrie.
Jaden Hardy, 13 points. This boy going crazy.
Hardy is going crazy for the Mavericks. In a game where, the reason that I'm more concerned about Dallas than I was before, already conceding, recognizing that I have them in the finals, Maxi Kleber is back, folks. To me, that's a big pickup. Kleber's back.
Against Derek Lively being hurt.
How long is Lively out for?
I don't know yet.
He got concussion symptoms? Lively's going to be back for the finals.
Next spring.
Lively's going to be back for the finals. By the way, we have a week, right? What is it? Saturday is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Final starts next Wednesday, next Thursday.
Yeah, we got a tie ball game.
Dallas tied it up. Mm-hmm. Come on, Minnesota. So back to Lively. I think Lively will be back for Game 5. If not, definitely for Game 6. That was a unfortunate injury where Lively fell backwards and back of his head hit somebody's knee.
And we're in another fourth quarter and Cat's on the bench. You know what I'm saying? This is common. 5 fouls.
Okay. I'm a little bit perplexed, and I think I have to use the disappointed. I have to throw that out there, just because Karl-Anthony Towns, prior to Don Bosco in New Jersey, number one. Like, Karl-Anthony Towns is a Hall of Famer, in my book, like a legitimate Hall of Famer, not an NBA Hall of Famer, participation trophy Hall of Famer. Karl-Anthony Towns, is in the top 10 conversation in the league in terms of what I expect from him. Yes, top 10. That's what I said. In terms of his skill set. Crazy? Yeah. A 6'11" guy with Kevin McHale post moves that can shoot the three and defend and rebound. Tell me what Karl-Anthony Towns can't do. He's playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that for many years had Kevin McHale as the general manager.
He is, or he should be. Like, you need to stop saying should be and
should be. I said should be.
Okay.
He's not. He's obviously not. He's on the bench right now, so he's not in the top 10 conversation. But his skill set, his motor, his loyalty, Karl-Anthony Towns, in my opinion, should have been playing for the New York Knicks years ago. He should have come back home to the tri-state area, even though I'm in New England. I'm on a Cape. Karl-Anthony Towns is from Jersey. He should have come home to the Knicks years ago.
I'm not getting into this. I'm not doing this with you on should have been playing for the Knicks for an hour.
All right, well, you do it for a couple minutes because it's an important storyline. Karl-Anthony Towns is loyal to the soil, is my point. Ooh. He's loyal to the soil. You don't think Karl-Anthony Towns is loyal to the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Oh, yeah, he's very loyal to the Timberwolves.
Okay. And that's my point. Now he has a chance to be on a championship team. I'm not sure why he's turned around and moving in the opposite direction. The fouls, that's crazy.
Because
he's not even
he's taking the back seat, and he's not used to sitting in the back. I mean, yeah, he's cool about it, but his play in this series, after coming out saying, "Oh, I'm the best shooting big man ever," is pretty bad. I get it, it's just one series, and I know you can't judge someone by a series, but man, he's playing really bad.
Which, surprising, I might have said that. Disappointing, perplexing. How about we throw in the last adjective? Aggravating. Right? It's aggravating to me. Right? Because the reason I was so high on the Timberwolves is because of the 1-2 punch, not the 1-1-A punch. The 1-2 punch of Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns together. You're explosive, dynamic, two-way playing, next face of the NBA, two guard, and then your big man who can go in the bucket and get a basket, as well as stretch the floor with the 3-point line, as well as block shots, as well as rebound. Karl Anthony Towns is a Swiss Army knife to me. And we've seen little to none of it. All right, I'm not one of these Rudy Gobert haters. I think he has a very important role on the team as a defensive specialist. That's been negated, okay, with their inability to hold, to stop, to slow Dallas down.
It's just their lack of defense adjustments this whole series has been really, really bad.
As in, what type of defensive adjustment?
They haven't made any.
Okay, they haven't.
They haven't made
meaning
any defense adjustments.
Okay, we appreciate. We got a like on Facebook. Respect. I appreciate the engagement. Woohoo! We got 31 people tuning in. I appreciate you. I see you. Shout out to the people tuning in on Facebook. Please comment, subscribe, and do what you do. We here for the people, baby. I want to hear LeBron over Gobert. I feel that. LeBron over Gobert. That's a good take. Folks, we're going to be getting a little bit of Bronny and LeBron declaring free agency. So we'll shift gears. We're watching the game. We're going to see how it plays out. My heart is saying Timberwolves. My heart's saying Timberwolves. My head is saying Dallas. I'm concerned. I'm using that word. I'm concerned about these Dallas Mavericks, even with a healthy Chris BP, just because of how they are just flat out balling and playing in a style that. Let me just go in and, bro, you can come. You can, as we kind of move from this T-Wolf to some other NBA topics. Listen. Luka Doncic is that dude, okay? People talk about whether or not Jaylen Brown is ready for prime time, whether or not Jayson Tatum is ready for prime time. Anthony Edwards, is he the next face of the NBA? Karl Anthony Towns, who's essentially MIA, missing in action, not there. There's never any concern or has ever been a concern about Luka Doncic in clutch moments since he stepped foot in the NBA day one. Luka Doncic has been balling in clutch moments since day one. People compare Luka Doncic to James Harden when he came, because of just, this larger, skilled assist maestro. Luka Doncic does everything that James Harden did in Mike D'Antoni's system, except in the postseason too. Luka Doncic is James Harden. Luka Doncic is regular season James Harden in the postseason. That's who he is. That's why I am concerned for the Celtics, because if push comes to shove, the Dallas Mavericks have a bona fide closer. No doubt about it. Who's the Boston Celtics closer? Bro, any thoughts on that?
I mean, Tatum's our closer.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown's our closer.
You said two people.
I mean, they have a two-headed monster too.
Okay. But I'm talking about definitive. I'm talking about Larry Bird level clutch. I'm talking about all-time level clutch. If you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. That's why I'm concerned about this series. Luka is, if it's close in this finals, Luka, i.e., Dirk Nowitzki, when the Dallas Mavericks won a championship in 2011.
Talk about. You're talking Kyrie is not going to shoot. Kyrie's already hit the shot in the finals before. So what are you talking about?
It's been almost a decade.
I don't care. You don't think he'll take it again? He'll take it 10 more times.
Okay, Kyrie Irving is super clutch. Kyrie Irving's offensive.
You're talking like Kyrie Irving is not on the court and he's not going to be like what? Nah, that yeah, Luka's clutch. Okay, don't get me wrong, but Kyrie is still going to be on the court, so it's not 100% Luka's shooting the shot every time. No, absolutely not.
All right, you got to spread the wealth, but I'm just talking about consistency. You can tell me Kyrie Irving's been consistent since 2016 when he left Cleveland? Yes, he had. When you get a locked-in Kyrie Irving, to your point, and that's what he's been all season, which is amazing to me, which is, I'm stunned, frankly, that Kyrie Irving, not just he's been. You see what's possible with Kyrie Irving when he buys in the team. Kyrie Irving is a huge part of why Dallas Mavericks are on the verge of the NBA Finals. So to your point, it's not all Luka. But was Kyrie Irving this clutch and consistent playing for Brooklyn? Exactly. Was Kyrie Irving
I
this clutch
mean,
and consistent?
that team. You think about Harden and Durant? Come on now.
Yes. Was he consistent?
I mean, when he played,
Okay.
he balled out.
When he played, when he was
Yeah.
communicating with the team, when he wasn't leaving Steve Nash waiting at his door for a meeting that he agreed to, and then just had the coach just stand outside for 15 or 20 minutes. That's your head coach. Okay. When he wasn't doing for we'll just say mercurial, mysterious, to keep it friendly types of things. And we know what the situation was in Boston. 1 minute you're willing to commit to the team long term, and the next minute you're out of here. Shout out to the 17 people still tuning in on Facebook. Appreciate you very much. People tuning in with us. Comment, like, subscribe, do what you do. A couple more minutes left in this game, and you know that you're welcome. Bro's been holding it down. Okay, on Sand City Sports with the takes. So you're backing Kyrie. Does that mean you feel that this series with the Celtics will go longer than 6 games, bro?
No, I'm not.
Celtics in 6, even with a Luka and Kyrie that are locked in.
Yes, because we got the Celtics who are locked in. We're a better team.
Okay, Celtics are the better team. We're gonna get to that, folks. Before I get to whether the Celtics being the better team and why they had to struggle to knock Indiana out, missing their best player for the last 2 games, that concerns me. How the Celtics are going to reincorporate Crispy P. So before we get to those things, Dallas Mavericks have been playing without a starter and Maxi Kleber, who's a huge part of their team, right? Mavericks are all about isolation offense,
I mean,
cracking the paint.
I beg to differ. I think that the lively Gafford has been more effective than the Kleba Dallas. That's why they got Gafford.
Yeah, Gafford's been huge. He
Yeah,
balled out in game 3.
So I would have to say I disagree with Cleveland coming back. Is like, I mean, that doesn't give them any rim protection. It actually gives them someone that just sits at the 3-point line.
Yeah, somebody who's 6'8", 6'9", sits at the 3-point line.
Oh,
somebody that can
we
help
got a
with
tie ball game.
Okay, Dallas is making their move.
Oh,
Dallas is making it do with it. Yeah, Dallas is okay. All right. But here's why Maxi Kleber is a big improvement in my mind, is because now you have Kleber, you have Washington, PJ Washington, who's been balling. You got Derek Jones. You have your 2 bigs. They just have more versatility, more versatile big bodies that can do a number of things. To your point, Gafford is obviously a game changer, and Derek Lively. Shout out to the Brotherhood. Shout out to Duke. And how Derek Lively bet on himself. We talked about this. He didn't have a great freshman year at Duke. He had a good year, not a great year. Filipowski kind of overshadowed him, but he stuck to his guns as a one-and-done guy. Was not a lottery pick, was drafted, but then showed why, Derek Lively is a top 3 player in his development, coming up through high school, so on and forth. And it was just a seamless transition into the league. And frankly, what he's doing in the playoffs, he's not one of these guys that's going to be all NBA first team rookies, but he's a rookie of notable promise, like Jaime Vasquez, like Porzingis for the Golden State Warriors. Okay, he's not in the conversation with Wemby and Chet. Yes, Chet's a rookie. He didn't play last year, so he's still a rookie as far as I'm concerned. We can go back and forth on that. So he's not in that, absolute, that's not what I'm saying. But what Derek Lively is doing, contributing for a championship team, it's up there.
Oh wow,
it's up there. But Maxi Kleber is a notable pickup. Okay, his efficiency, what he's going to provide. I'm just PJ Washington, yes, and PJ Washington flat out is better than Maxi Kleber, but he's not better in that system. PJ Washington just got to Dallas and is balling. Maxi Kleber has been with Dallas on this run as they built themselves up in the championship contenders. He's going to contribute. Okay, over to the Boston Celtics. You know who had the game-winning plays in the last games against in Indiana, bro? Excuse me?
Oh,
That dude that puts the Celtics over the top, in my opinion, Drew Holiday. That's right.
yeah.
He had the steal in game 3, just like he had the steal in game 5 against Milwaukee, 2021 championship, right, folks? Remember that? I'm sorry to bring up bad memories. Bro. Okay, but Drew Holiday, game 5 in Phoenix, has the steal to seal that game.
Cat.
Minnesota.
Wow, big 3, Cat. Wow.
He might have heard you talking about him. What do we got here? Let's refresh this. 2-point game. Okay, nip and tuck coming down the stretch. Let's bring this ESPN over here to hang out with us. Our live streams are making it do what it do. No new comments. A couple people hanging out with us. Okay, it's down, but I appreciate the people hanging out with us on the Facebook and the other platforms. Okay, some engagement on Twitter. Appreciate that as well. Bro.
That's Cat 2-3.
Drew Holiday coming through in the clutch for the Boston Celtics, getting the steal in game 3, getting the rebound in game 4. Okay? The Celtics backcourt, starting with Drew Holiday and also Derek White, is why I had and have them. I have them winning the championship, even though I'm concerned about Dallas. And this backcourt, experienced, consistent. Bro, you think Kyrie Irving's going to have a big series against the Celtics?
I mean, he's gonna.
Drew Holiday is 6'5". Drew Holiday is 6'5". Yeah, Drew Holiday is not 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". He's 6'5". Derek White is 6'6". Right? 6'5", 6'6", maybe even be 6'7". Boston Celtics backcourt is, and I'm not making a one-to-one comparison here, folks. Please understand me. But if we've seen a backcourt with this type of size competing for championships, I'm not making a one-to-one comparison here. Understand that. Have we seen a backcourt with this size since Michael Jordan and Ron Harper? Huh? No. Ron Harper, 6'7". Michael Jordan, 6'6". Drew Holiday, 6'5". Burly. He's not a skinny 6'5". He's not a Dante Exum 6'5". Okay? He's a fullback 6'5". That can run the team, defend. Drew Holiday can do it all. 5'2" player. And Derek White, again, he's a bigger guard. All right, I think that's going to give Dallas, and we'll see. But I'm the reason I think Drew Holiday and Derek White are going to make things tough for Luka and Kyrie. I'm sticking to that pick. They're going to get theirs, but they're going up against a skilled, savvy backcourt that's better. Right? Now, the T-Wolves, Anthony Edwards, and bro, you can jump in at any time here. The T-Wolves, Anthony Edwards, he's obviously a good defender, but Mike Conley is barbecue chicken. Mike Conley is barbecue chicken as a defender, and we all know it.
Yeah, Mike Conley can't.
We know it. Yeah. Okay, yes. But Drew Holiday and Derek White, specifically Drew Holiday, I think he can make things difficult for Kyrie, most certainly. Okay? Celtics need Crispy P back. That's a given. They need Crispy P back. Crispy P does a lot of what Kleber and PJ Washington. He's a spacer. He's a 7-foot rim protecting, rebounding floor spacer. You know who doesn't have that? The Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota Timberwolves don't have that, right? And bro, that's I think what you were saying about Karl-Anthony Towns, and obviously Rudy Gobert is not a 3-point shooter. Any thoughts? You want to jump in there on any of that?
Oh, it's more so. I mean, you want to have Naz Reid on the court, but can you play? Can you play Naz Reid with Cat?
I think you can. I think you can play Naz Reid with Cat or Gobert. But I think with that, I think it's better with Karl-Anthony Towns because now he goes where he should have been all series, which is on the block, to use his post skills, to use his Kevin McHale game, not around the 3-point line. And by the way, there was a Ron Harper reference, small world that it is. Ron Harper lives in New York. No, excuse me, lives in Jersey. His kids played high school basketball in Jersey. One of Ron Harper's kids is in the NBA. You're going to be hearing about folks. Dylan Harper next year at Rutgers. You're going to be hearing about him. You're going to be hearing about him. Ace Bailey, is he on his way to Rutgers, as I understand, or is he at Rutgers?
He's on his way. He'll be there next year.
Yeah. So Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper, you're going to be hearing about that. Those guards, and they're going to be on their way after 1 year at Rutgers to the NBA lottery. Okay. Small world that it is. Ron Harper plays golf with our pops. I believe Harper lives right on the New Jersey-New York line, and they played a golf course over in Chestnut Ridge through the years, which is pretty cool. And both of his kids very good, talented basketball players, as I've just said. So shout out to Rutgers, shout out to Dylan Harper, shout out to Ace Bailey. Also, shout out to Noah Fernandez, the pride of Wareham, Massachusetts, who won a state championship at Old Rochester. For folks, this is a little bit of local stuff, but we're going to go over it quickly. Won a state championship at Old Rochester. Had a good career. After that, played prep school at Tabor. Went to play for UMass, and then transferred over to Rutgers to finish his career. The Ryan Hendricks Memorial Tournament was over the weekend here on the Cape. It was outstanding, and it was won by Team Wareham, including Noah Fernandez, Jordan Resendez, Jules Tavares, and some other local folks. Cam Dunnery, 6'10" young man out of Bourne, had some highlights. Good tournament for a great cause. But speaking of Rutgers, shout out to the Harper family, Dylan, Ace Bailey, and also Noah Fernandez coming here from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. All right, folks, we've been on this for a half an hour. The game's still going on. What do we have for this game? What's the count? Oh, Minnesota 95-90. Minnesota 95-90. I'm confident. Like I said, I want Anthony Edwards to do what he needs to do. Extend this series. Don't get swept. Put respect on your name. I'm liking what I'm seeing there. Folks, Dallas is going to win this series, and we know it. Dallas is going to win this series, and we know it. Before we move on to some other NBA topics, you have what in the finals, bro? Last take on that. He has, not sure. I have Celtics in 7.
I have Celtics in 6, man.
Celtics in 7. Concerned about the Mavericks, but sticking with my original pick. I had the Celtics to win a championship. Excuse me.
I got my little futures bet in. I put in earlier in the season.
There you go. Respect it. Shout out to Drew Pops, who will be on the show at some point. Drew Pops was on the show years ago when San City Sports just started at the Cape Cod Media Center. He was gracious enough to come out and be on one of the early episodes. So we want to get Drew Pops here on the Zoom. Celtics season ticket holder. He's gonna be in the building, bringing the energy on June 6th, next Wednesday, Thursday, whichever date that is. And Boston is going to be alive. Boston is going to be rocking. And it's going to be a great series, which I have the Celtics, as I said, being triumphant in at the end of the day. Okay, 35 minutes thus far on the Zoom. Really appreciate the folks that are staying with us and participating and checking out the episode. I see the people on Facebook. Much love and appreciation. We hear. Again, comment, like, subscribe, do what you do. Always welcome. I'll say that, and I'll continue to say it and say it, bro. Unless you have anything further on Western Conference Finals as it stands, preview for the Boston Celtics NBA Finals matchup, we're going to move over to the NBA draft, if that's okay with you, bro. Hearing no detraction, folks, headlining story in the NBA draft, which frankly should be how France is taking over. It should be how France is taking over the NBA draft. And by the way, how international players are taking over the NBA. How international players are going to be the preponderance. There's going to be a preponderance, like I'm some legal genius. There's going to be a majority of international players in the NBA very soon. And that majority could expand to, we could see, the tables turned, right? Where there's like 75% international, 25% American, if you can even believe that. There's a possibility.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, you're not going to go that far. You see it staying at around 50-50?
Yeah.
50-50 split? All I'm saying, folks, is this NBA draft season and coverage has been dominated by and folks have kind of, you know, I wasn't alone in saying that this was going to be the major narrative, and that was kind of easy
And
to see.
Edwards time. Cat.
Ant Man,
Oh
Ant
my
Man getting
goodness.
down
Cat is on fire.
after he heard the slander. T
You heard
Wolves
the
up
slander.
6. He heard the slander, and he wants the respect put back on his name. Over to the NBA draft. We're looking at a situation where prospects from France are getting ready, are possibly and probably going to be the number one pick in 2 straight NBA drafts. Store that away for later because the Olympics is this year. In what country? Where's the Olympics this summer? You guessed it, France. Okay, so you're going to be seeing these stars of tomorrow. We could be looking at a USA v France in Paris gold medal game, which would be off the charts. That could be up on the docket. But back to the NBA draft, I feel that the top prospects are, I don't feel, everybody knows, the top prospects are being completely overshadowed by Bronny James. It is what it is. It's a huge story, so you just have to live and let live, and you can't fight against it. Bro, you know how many workouts Bronny James has turned down?
Yeah, all of them. He's only working out for Phoenix
And the Lakers.
and the Lakers.
Bronny James,
What if LeBron
who
came to the? I don't even think that's possible, but I'll say if LeBron came to the Suns, I don't even think that's possible.
it is possible he would just have to sign a minimum deal. LeBron's a billionaire, so he doesn't need the money. I think that's. I think, I'm going to go with the chalk pick and just say he returns to LA
He's
because
going to LA.
LeBron
He's
is
not
as
leaving LA.
interested in being. Yeah, he's as interested, and I love how he. I have so much respect for how LeBron dominates the narrative very consciously, and make sure that and it's that's why he's a billionaire. That's why people tune in. He's still the biggest name, the biggest game in town, right? Is Tiger Woods going to win another Masters? Is Tiger Woods going to win another major?
No.
I appreciate the likes, man. Yes, yes. Appreciate that engagement on Facebook. Shout out. Means a lot. We got some engagement going on here. Respect. Anybody that wants to join, I keep saying it and saying it again. All right, mi casa es su casa. You know what I'm saying? Mi casa es su casa. You know what I'm saying? Folks, we're breaking through in a nice weather here. It's crazy. A lot going on in terms of everybody. But Memorial Day weekend was beautiful. Weather was out off the charts. We were so fortunate. The Ryan Hendricks Memorial Tournament at the Tribal Center in Mashpee was another success. Great event for a great cause. Flag football going into the playoffs was an awesome, beautiful day in the neighborhood for that 3-day weekend. The rain held off on Monday. The rain has held off. Well, it poured down raining last night, actually. But then it got super sunny, and we had a bright, sunny day. Was able to take Willis for a good long walk. We'll get Willis out after. I had to get another leash. Willis has chewed through 2 leashes. Shout out to Willis. Willis has chewed through 2 leashes. He chewed through the second leash. The first leash, that kind of hurt my heart. A quick aside, I have a dog who is a German Shepherd Black Lab mix. He's a Malinois. He's a Malinois. If anybody don't know what Malinois is, those are the police dogs. Those are the canine dogs. He's a hunting dog. Certainly a hunting dog. He chewed almost through. There's only a couple threads left of the leash that was bought about 15 years ago for Dwayne's dog that became a family dog, Carlton Leonardo. So I'm not happy about that leash has been essentially chewed through. It's being kept. It's being kept in honor of Carlton. But I wasn't happy about that. And then I made the mistake, and it's on me. You got to take responsibility, right? Attitude reflect leadership. You got to take responsibility. I left his leash on him because I had to go and get something outside. And I forgot that the leash was on him. And this leash was not as, how shall we say, sturdy. That's one of the things the youngsters say. Get sturdy, right? It wasn't as, compact. And he just chewed through that. It made short work of it. So I had to, tie it into the other leash. And it's a whole process. It's a whole thing. But it works. I went to MSPCA because we have an MSPCA right, on the Cape, right in the town, the village that I live in. Shout out to the MSPCA. And I asked, just because they have so many donations, if they had like an extra leash. Bro, is that out of pocket to ask for a leash at the MSPCA? Is that out of pocket?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Well,
Talking about. Yeah. Buy a
but
leash,
people don't.
Jay. It's kind of that's preposterous.
But people
That's
donate.
like
People donate stuff.
that's like asking. What kind of asking?
If they had extra leashes, is that out of pocket though?
Yes.
But they did sell leashes there. They did sell leaches. And by the way,
especially if they sell leashes, it was way out of pocket. If they sell leashes. It's like walking into Tedeschi's and asking them, "Hey, can I borrow this to Sunny Water?" And,
okay.
And take the change out of the change door, and that covers it.
It was kind of out of pocket.
MSPCA
MSPCA has been.
Don't be like that. That's super out of pocket now.
Okay. But all right, so let's say I went to an animal shelter. But if you have extra leashes, what's the point of having an extra leash?
What's the point of like what? Why can't? What's the issue of not having? Like, you have a dog, a leash probably should be one of the. It's like having shoes.
I'm gonna go over and like thank them and like make a donation for the leash. I'm gonna make some kind of thing.
They gave you one.
They gave me a leash, but it's like super short.
Yeah, of course they
They gave me like a super short leash.
Because it's a leash for them to move the dogs around.
I didn't want their leash that they're using. I'm just saying people don't, what if they have a back closet that's just full of unused leashes? Am I wrong then for using one of those leashes? By the way, they don't even make money. They have stuff to sell just to have it there. Like, people don't go to the MSPCA to buy stuff. They go to PetSmart. They have stuff there just to have it there. It's not like that's a major part of their cash flow. But my thing is, if they already had like a bunch of leashes just sitting there doing nothing, then is it wrong for me to ask for one of those leashes?
Yeah, it is. It's wrong.
Okay, I see your point.
It's wrong. I think you shouldn't ask for things that are less than $10. That should be like your kind of motto. If it costs less than $10,
I'm gonna make a donation. I'm gonna go over there and just donate $10. I feel a little bit bad, but the premise of it is not wrong.
The premise of it is
because it's not wrong because you could have just had. There is a. You were saying, bro? Yeah, the premise is not wrong because they could have just had a bunch of unused leashes. What's worse, me asking for something that I could otherwise buy, or you having a pile of unused leashes that's not doing anything? The unused leashes is not.
So this is what it comes down to. They have a pile of leashes. How do you know that is not on? That's not unused. Like they don't have a use for those leashes. How do you know that?
Because they're sitting there doing nothing.
How do you know?
No, I'm saying. Assumption. It's an assumption, but it's a reasonable assumption because people donate stuff to the MSPCA. It's like people donate clothes and books, and then you just have all these clothes that are just stockpiled, and nobody, they're just extra clothes. Anybody can have them for free, right? It's a similar premise. People go to like thrift shops to buy clothes. You could just go to some of these.
A leash should be something that, you choose. It's like going to Foot Locker and trying to say, "Let me get a pair of shoelaces," and not buy it.
Okay, but Foot Locker, I see your point.
And they sell
leashes at the MSPCA.
Yeah.
That was kind of. I have to use a word. I borrowed. That was kind of janky. That was a little janky. Okay. I'm gonna go to the MSPCA. I'm gonna make a donation. But back to the point. Carlton chewed through two leashes.
Missed that free throw.
Carlton, what do we have for the count here? We got Minnesota. Ooh, it's up. Minnesota's up 6. Luka it's 3. And Luka's missing free throws. 3-point game with under 15 seconds to go. Bro, shout out to the humidity. It's a beautiful thing, and it's also a little bit, you know what I mean? We got like nice weather out here, so the humidity. I'm sweating a little bit, which I don't mind. I don't mind the sweat.
You gotta get that.
I need to burn some calories. I don't mind it. But shout out to the humidity that we got going on right now. So MSPCA, I'm going to make a donation. I appreciate the leash, even though it's a short leash. It serves its purpose. And so when Willis goes out, because he's going to go out after this episode, I'm going to let him out, and he runs around a bit. And we got nice weather for him to do it. So I'm going to go out. He's going to run around a bit, which is a good workout for him. You should see him. He's got the blazing speed. This leash that he has, even though it's like super duper short, and it's not really good for letting him out, our connection is strong. Our connection remains strong. Very good. Very good. It's not really good for.
Wrap it up here shortly, right?
Yeah, wrap it up in a second.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a little bit of a delay, but now we back. We back right. It's perfect for when I let him out to just. I have a leash on him and he runs around and he gets a really good workout. So this new leash, shout out to the MSPCA, is perfect for that. I'm gonna make a donation. I didn't mean to be that dude, but I do feel that because people donate stuff, there could have been extra leashes, and I could have got like an actual like a long leash, like just a regular leash. That was sitting around doing nothing. But thank you so much. Bro, Bronny James turned down 8 workouts. That's crazy to me. But it all but confirms, and I love, as I said, the narrative. Bro, you can jump in at any time. I love how LeBron dominates the narrative, talking about he's declaring free agency, talking about he's thinking about coming all the way back across the country to play for the New York Knickerbockers. By the way, LeBron, no disrespect, we don't need you. Or the Philadelphia 76ers. Maybe that would work. I don't think it would work. LeBron and Joel Embiid have had their issues, but they will be playing on Team USA together. Fact of the matter is, LeBron, you don't as you get older return to cold weather. I'm sorry, you don't do it. LeBron's in year 20. He's going to go to a cold weather city to do the exact same thing he could do in a warm weather city. You're already in the second largest market in the country. And I'm sorry, Hollywood's not going to be a bigger media market than New York City. It's just not going to happen. It's just the way of the world. New York is what it is. But Hollywood is, LA is obviously the capital for entertainment. You could argue globally. And LeBron is an entertainer. He's an entertainer. So I love all of this smoke and mirrors that increases interest and leads the narrative, leads the headlines. Oh, LeBron, free agency. Bronny, turning down 10 workouts. Listen, here's the thing. I'm happy when families achieve milestones. Bronny and LeBron playing together is a huge milestone. Also, Bryce. Watch out for Bryce coming up on the youth. Last weekend was an EYBL weekend. Not a live period recruiting weekend, but an EYBL weekend. So shout out to Bryce, who's a good player in his own right, coming up 6'6", a bit taller than Bronny, which gives him a little bit more versatility. Listen, respect on the achievement. Will Bronny James play more than 5 years in the NBA? Yeah, more, over, under 5 years.
More.
I'm going under. I see Bronny James's career, I'm going to say 4 years.
No, so you telling me T.J. McConnell's going to have a longer career than Bronny James? That
Absolutely.
Sounds ridiculous.
Sounds ridiculous? T.J. McConnell went to, what did he do? Did T.J. McConnell go to an Elite 8 with Arizona? Was T.J. McConnell a starter at Arizona as a freshman? T.J. McConnell had a legitimate career at Arizona, playing the same type of basketball, game manager, Charlie Ward basketball that he does right now. T.J. McConnell's going to have a 10-year career in the NBA minimum.
All I gotta say is wait till Bronny gets some NBA training and gets playing against NBA talent on a daily basis, and watch how much.
So Bronny James is going to develop as an NBA player. He's going to develop into an NBA player. That's what you're saying.
Develop into an NBA player. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, and I don't think he's going to. No, not at all.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That right there in itself is crazy.
Bronny James is going to develop into an NBA player. Yes. Jahlil Okafor is not in the NBA. Jahlil Okafor won a national championship at Duke. Jahlil Okafor is playing.
Was also knocking people out in the streets of Boston after a game.
Yeah.
So
he was.
What are you talking about? I'm
talking about Jahlil Okafor is 6'8", out of Chicago, and won a national championship as a freshman at Duke, and he's not in the NBA. Who's more talented, Jahlil Okafor or Bronny?
LeBron James? Time out. Are you not remembering? The NBA is a business, Andre. We can talk basketball forever for all you want. Who sells tickets? Bronny James is going to sell tickets, period. LeBron James sells tickets, and Bronny is going to sell tickets. So for you to say he's not going to be in the league for 4 years, that's idiot stuff. Because you got to think about the business of the NBA. Who is going to put people in the seats?
LeBron.
Who? LeBron. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then people are going to see Bronny. Any NBA team would draft Bronny because, and push comes to shove, if he does play in the G League games are now sold out.
Okay, so he plays in the G League, and he does the same thing he does at USC. He averages 5 points. Where is this breakthrough of development? He played with, what was it, Isaiah Colliers he played with at USC, who was,
the breakthrough in development is when you get to the NBA and essentially you would be playing for like the G Ignite, but you would be on a roster because the Ignite no longer exists.
Right. You know who played for the G League Ignite? Matas Boulias, who played for Expressions. Yeah, Matas Boulias, remember the name, folks, played for Expressions, played at Brewster Academy, jumped to a number of different high schools, okay? But spent some time in the Commonwealth, playing for Expressions with, I forget, Tyler Bowen, who's playing at Florida State. Yeah, Matas Boulias played for G League Ignite. You know where Matas Boulias is projected to go? Top 10 pick. He's 6'10". He's explosive. He's like a modern-day Detlef Shrimp. He's going to be in the NBA. Bronny James, for as good as a kid he is, he's 6'1", and he does not have a definitive skill. What's his definitive skill? His definitive skill is...
So I'm not necessarily... His definitive skill is he's going to be a great defender. What is TJ McConnell's definitive skill? How much you want? We could put some money on this, Dre. Save this stream. But Bronny James will have a better career than TJ McConnell. Since you love TJ McConnell so much. Yes.
Okay, so...
How much you want to put on it? How much you want to put on it? Let's put a bet in.
Okay.
Let's put a bet in. We have the stream. Let's put a bet in.
We have the stream.
Choose the amount.
I'll say reasonably 20, but I go as high as 50.
50. I'm in. I'm into it.
All right, 50. Better career. I'm taking TJ McConnell.
Yes.
I'm taking TJ McConnell. You can take you can take Bronny James.
That's fine.
Okay, good. I feel great about that pick. Okay. TJ McConnell earned his way into the NBA.
That's awesome. Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
He carved out a niche for himself in the NBA. He played serious, serviceable minutes in the NBA playoffs this year.
All right. Hey.
He worked himself into that place.
You just gotta watch.
Where is Bronny?
Just watch.
I know we do have to watch.
We already got the bet is in, and
$50 bet.
And you can
TJ McConnell.
I'll even let you cash out early like DraftKings. Okay. I'll even let you cash out early like DraftKings. Okay.
That $50 can stay there and collect interest, as far as I'm concerned. All right, it can stay as long as it needs. And this is no. I'm not disrespect. Is it disrespectful to say that Bronny James? How many people have played in the NBA more than 5 years? Did Michael Beasley play in the NBA more than 5 years? Like maybe barely. Was he a factor?
So Michael Beasley had a lot of distractions. 1, 2. You know why Michael Beasley didn't play in the league longer than 5 years? Why?
Because he wasn't focused on basketball.
Thank you. So awful example. Bronny James has no distractions. Except people in the media saying how bad he's going to be. That's easy. You think he cares?
Okay, Bronny James doesn't have any distractions. He does not.
It's like a Peyton Manning. It's like a Peyton Manning effect for basketball. All he does have to do is go out there and play basketball. That's it. All he has to do. Michael Beasley, that's not all Michael Beasley has to do. Michael Beasley couldn't, outside of basketball, he was not fully tapped in. That's why I'm saying Bronny will be successful in the NBA. He's fully tapped in. You be fully tapped into any job, you'll be successful.
Okay, now.
Period.
Right. So he's a 6'1" defensive guard.
Yes.
Who's his comp?
Who?
And by the way, who's his comp? And by the way, before you even get ready to answer, if you even think about saying Drew Holiday, Drew Holiday is 6'5", 220.
Marcus Smart.
So his comp is Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is 6'4". He's on the bigger side. He's 6'4", 6'5".
No, he's not. No, he's not. Marcus Smart's not no 6'4". Fall back.
He's 6'3".
He was a point guard.
6'4".
So Marcus Smart was a point guard in college at Oklahoma State.
Marcus Smart, he was a 2 guard. Let me look at
point
Marcus
guard.
Smart. Marcus Smart,
he combo guard in the NBA.
Marcus Smart was a scoring guard at Oklahoma State.
He was their point guard.
Marcus Smart is 6'3".
6'3".
Marcus Smart's 6'3".
You're saying he's 6'4", 6'3"? No. So 6'3",
He's 6'3"
6'1"?
without shoes.
6'3", 6'1". It's not that big of a difference.
Right,
And I bet you Bronny got longer reach.
Okay, he's a longer reach. All right. So he's smaller than Marcus Smart. Bronny James is like you. Okay, Marcus Smart is like Joe Dumars.
You just sound like a hater.
Bronny James is the same size as Isaiah Thomas.
You sound like a full-blown hater. I'm not he's going to get a chance, see what he can do with it. Am I mad about it? No.
And I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad that you said that because that's the crux of what I'm saying. Nobody has more respect for Bronny James, what he's had to go through being the son of somebody famous, what this achievement means, playing with your son. LeBron obviously didn't know his dad wasn't a part of his life. So this idea, okay, LeBron James is a billionaire. He's a mogul. He's supportive of social justice causes. The last person that doesn't appreciate LeBron James goes to grassroots events like he was at supporting and showing up for AJ DeBanza and Tynan Stokes' game this weekend at the EYBL games. He's done this his whole career. You know what that means when LeBron James shows up to your AAU game for the entire event and he's always done this? Okay, never mind the fact that it's a great business move because he does have an agency developing those relationships, but it's just a cool thing that people really vibe with. Nobody respects the James family more than me, but I cannot. Okay, so let's just establish that. But I'm still going to give my opinion in terms of the trajectory of prospects. Okay, so yes, TJ McConnell, you compare LeBron James.
So this is what you got to think of. You got to think of this. On that business side, Bronny sells tickets, period. Who else, what rookie would you even say considerably has the star power or the following power of Bronny James? We are sitting here talking about him. I don't even know. I can't even name 10 rookies. Straight up. So, boom. There you go.
Yes. The star power will give him interest. I'm saying, where is the development coming from? Where's the development? What is his NBA comp? And again,
so Kuminga was Kuminga developed in the NBA.
Kuminga balled out for the G League Ignite.
Yeah, and developed for the G League Ignite. He played for he was on there. He developed for the G League Ignite.
Right out of high school. He didn't go to college for a year. I mean,
if Bronny had the choice, Bronny probably could have went straight out of high school. To the G League Ignite.
Okay. And so you're saying he would have had a better experience with the G League
Ignite experience. At USC. He didn't have the competition he's playing against at USC is not preparing him for the NBA. Period. End of story.
Okay, so playing against UCLA is not preparation for the NBA.
UCLA didn't even make the tournament. Try again.
UCLA that produces a Jaime Vasquez. UCLA that lost on
UCLA that did not even make the tournament. Pac-12 was lackluster this year. So okay, try again.
But they went to 2 straight Final Fours in the previous 2 years.
That's fine. The Pac-12 was lackluster this year, like I just said.
Okay, so the Pac-12 is down, but you still only average 5 points in a down Pac-12.
That's fine. And the coach, SC, like you got to understand the NBA is a business first, then it's a basketball league. I don't understand. Why are you missing this huge factor of the business side of it?
I'm not missing that factor.
Yes,
And
you
I
are. Looking
appreciate.
at it from an NBA owner, why not?
Why not take a chance? Uh, make it happen. Take a chance. Make it happen. Snap the finger. Napping.
Yeah, take a
Right?
chance, make it happen.
Yeah.
But and that's I mean,
Life
yeah.
is short.
I'm
Life is
I'm
sweet. What's the name
literally
of that song?
I'm winding down.
Okay, bro. I get that. You're winding down. I appreciate it. I'm gonna finish up with a couple. Do you have any kind of concluding takes before you head out? I have a couple more things I want to get to. I need to touch on Major League
That is
Baseball.
it. That's it for me for tonight. Long day.
Okay, bro. Long day. Respect. Thank you so much for being here. And we got the $50 bet. You are pro Bronny. I am pro TJ McConnell. We will come back to this live stream and take it from there. But bro, certainly appreciate bringing the fire, bringing some outstanding takes.
Let's go Celtics.
I will see you next episode.
Celtics.
Let's go Celtics.
Yes.
Peace.
Finals. Peace, bro.
Peace. Thank you so much. I got a couple more things, folks. My bro, kind enough to be here. We got a couple more things that I want to touch on. That was good back and forth on Bronny. We got the perspective in relation to the finals and T-Wolves extending the series. That's what I had picked. Anthony Edwards not going down without a fight. By the way, I had the T-Wolves winning at home in Game 5, coming back to Dallas, forcing Game 6. All this rest is good for the Celtics. I just, Luka has the eye of the tiger. Anthony Edwards has the eye of the tiger. They're going to be right in there going back and forth. But they're not coming back from 0-3. I'm sorry, they're not coming back from 0-3. So I got Dallas in 6, kind of finishing this out. So on and forth. 2 points that I want to get to. First of all, the late great, and it's recent, but Bill Walton passed away at the age of 71. NBA put out a great statement. Bill Walton was just a cherished, valued, beloved member of the NBA family, right? Just kind of, I put it in the same, Tommy Heinsohn passed away, at the end of COVID in Boston. And Mike Gorman just retired this year, just in terms of sports bringing people together and that culture and people from different backgrounds, right? And I'm going to get to Bill Walton, but Tommy Heinsohn, the pride of Jersey City, right? Played for those Celtics teams, won, I believe, Rookie of the Year and Finals MVP, win a championship as a rookie, in very tumultuous times in America. And him and Bill Russell would sit down and talk, and they would have very different views of what was necessary during those 60s and 70s years. And they would have some arguments and back, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they were both still Celtics. They had that bond, that unity, and that brought them together for the totality of their lives, right? And whatever people want to say, about Boston, and I certainly have my reservations moving here from the tri-state area, you know what I mean? But Boston is the reason it's the #1 sports city, and sports does bring people together from various backgrounds, political, cultural, religious, the whole 9 yards, financial, the whole 9 yards, and we're able to find common ground to build on, right? Bill Walton embodied that, just like Tommy Heinsohn here in Boston, for the NBA and college, and it was just it was a big deal. It was a big deal, the respect that he garnered from people like myself that love basketball, and he did it in a way, with charisma, with enthusiasm, with appreciation, with gratefulness, Shout out to the Grateful Dead. That was a huge part of his, brand, and that was a big part of him as a young person going to UCLA, winning the national championships. John Wooden said that he was the best player that he ever coached. Obviously, yeah, John Wooden has a right to have his opinion, but we know that Kareem also played for John Wooden amongst other all-time greats, and it was just awesome to have him, to grow up with him. Now he won the championship, took the championship away from Dr. J in 1976, coached by Jack Ramsey, the iconic, Dr. J dunked on him. Sixers were up 2-0. Dr. J, George McGinnis, those great Philadelphia teams in those days. It would have been great for the Sixers to win that championship. Didn't happen. Had to wait till 83 to get the championship with Moses Malone. But then Bill Walton's career, he was never healthy. You talk about all this load management now and resting players and all this science. But big guy like him, his knees, playing in those doggone Chuck Taylors with no support on those hardwood floors. Didn't have breakaway rims. Shout out to Chocolate Thunder, Daryl Dawkins, you know. Um, so he's just never healthy for his career. Came back to Boston as sixth man, possibly the greatest team of all time. Won a championship in '86. It was going to be, passing the baton to Len Bias, the late great Len Bias. But Len Bias passed away. But really, Bill Walton's career as a broadcaster, not that it outshined, but it had a longevity that his playing career unfortunately didn't have. Had a longevity the playing career didn't have, and we got a chance to know, to love, to appreciate, to respect, to be encouraged by Bill Walton. His son Luke won championships with the Lakers. Was an NBA head coach, and we'll probably get back into coaching. Luke went to a national championship at Arizona, played with Gilbert Arenas, Jason Gardner, others. Iguodala was later on. Iguodala was not on that team. Richard Jefferson was on that team. It's just, RIP to Bill Walton. NBA great, deserving Hall of Famer. NBA at 50, NBA at 75. And then just what he meant in terms of broadcasting. Folks, I'm going to conclude. Major League Baseball did something that I got to tip my hat to, and I think, frankly, is long overdue, and opens up a conversation that we need to have, right? And if you know what I'm talking about, Major League Baseball is now going to incorporate the Negro League stats into the official rule book. Major League Baseball is going to incorporate the Negro League stats into the official rule book. So the major notable stat is that Josh Gibson is now the Major League Baseball's all-time leader in hits. It's not Ty Cobb, it's Josh Gibson. And then just beyond that, just, the recognition is, as I said, long overdue, appreciated, valued, so on and forth. There's a couple reasons on this as we kind of wind down this show. First of all, folks, I don't mind saying again, if you haven't seen Ken Burns baseball, check it out. Do yourself a favor. Check out Ken Burns baseball. Do yourself a favor. Okay, you might not be able to watch all 10 hours or 11 hours or whatever it is. That's understandable. But watch the film, and specifically when he talks about the Negro League, and just to give you an understanding of the contribution of these Americans, of these athletes. All right? Remarkable. Okay? As, you've heard, sometimes in this country, minorities have to work twice as hard to go half as far. Certainly true with the Negro Leagues. Driving all over, the country, in dangerous parts of the country to play these games. You talk to Major League, Negro League pitchers, right? There's no such thing as a bullpen. No such thing as a reliever. You paid for 9, you're going for 9. Okay? Right? And just that mentality. You wonder how a Satchel Paige could win Rookie of the Year in his 50s. Right? Like a Gordie Howe in hockey. Okay? And these legendary players, Josh Gibson, Satchel Paige, and these legendary individuals, Lou Campanella, if I'm getting it right. That, and it's a conversation about how these statistics are incorporated, and I'm all for that. It needs to be a conversation. We can't just snap our fingers and say, okay, this person is not the all-time leader, right? We can't just snap our fingers and say, like Ted Williams, 406 is not the record. That's not appropriate. But we do need this conversation. It doesn't need to be recognized. This idea that it's two different leagues. They played against each other, and the Negro Leagues won a fair share, if not the majority, of those battles. The major leagues and the Negro leagues played games, folks. Check out the Ken Burns documentary. They played a lot of games, and the Negro league teams won a lot of those games. So let's recognize that. So when we're talking about Babe Ruth being the white Josh Gibson, or Josh Gibson being the black Babe Ruth, back and forth, right? And shout out to Rube Foster, okay? Ken Burns documentary. Didn't know who Rube Foster was. You want to talk about real education? Shout out to Ken Burns, right? Rube Foster built the league, was a great player in his own right, a great manager, okay? One of the most successful black businesses at that point in time in world history on the planet. Okay, Negro Leagues has so much to offer baseball. So this is a very important day. Baseball, we continue to innovate with the pitch clock. I don't agree with the bigger bases. I don't agree with getting rid of the shift. I don't agree with men starting on second, unless it's like the 12th inning. I don't think they should start extra innings on second. Maybe start the 11th inning. But let's have a 10th, let's have a, or like the 12th inning. Let's have a 10th and 11 as regular, and then put somebody on second base for the 12th inning. Okay? Speaking of which, I'm super duper excited about the Cape League coming back. Going to be June next month. Super duper excited about the Cape League. Go Harbor Hawks. Getting out to all those games. I love to do it. Yes, baseball, you got it right. Bringing people together, showing respect and honor, okay, for the Negro Leagues. And it's not all at once. We are not getting rid of decades upon decades of records and traditions. When you go back to Ty Cobb, centuries of traditions, just with a snap of a finger. That's not how it's going to work. Baseball knows better than that. And by the way, I do think, right, because Ty Cobb was a great baseball player. Ty Cobb was a turbulent man. Ty Cobb could have been a much better man, right? And I don't think that's debatable. Okay? Saying it as even as I can, right? And so for Josh Gibson now to come up into that Ty Cobb conversation, that's appropriate. That's spot on. That's American. And I am 1,000% proud, supportive, respectful, appreciative, and thankful. We need Josh Gibson on the same pedestal as Ty Cobb. We need that. We, Americans, baseball. When you talk about Ty Cobb, you need to be talking about Josh Gibson in the exact same sentence because they mirror each other. Ty Cobb's greatness and his turbulence. His turbulence, folks, is one part of the imagery, one part of the mirror, whereas Josh Gibson and his greatness and his lack of opportunity, lack of recognition. Okay, we need both of those in the conversation about that era of American life and and the game of baseball and what it means in American life, right? So shout out to Major League Baseball in terms of incorporating Negro League stats, but we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do going forward. It's always work. It's always work, folks. In terms of integrating, right? We're still talking about integration. These statistics into the Major League Baseball stats, because as in conclusion, right? Conclusions, Major League Baseball is they have the best Hall of Fame. Major League Baseball Hall of Fame is the best Hall of Fame of professional sports. Okay, their standard is the standard, and they say no, and when they should, and they say no when they should say no, in my opinion. Okay, baseball has the best Hall of Fame. Basketball has, I was going to say worst. I guess basketball is at the bottom of the Hall of Fame totem pole. It's at the bottom. Basketball has a participation trophy Hall of Fame, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, everybody's a Hall of Famer. Okay, if everybody's a Hall of Famer, then nobody's a Hall of Famer. Okay, Babe Ruth's a Hall of Famer. A player, a decent player on those Yankees team is not a Hall of Famer. Okay? Rob Gronkowski is a Hall of Famer. Julian Edelman is not a Hall of Famer, as far as I'm concerned. Julian Edelman could be in the Patriots Hall of Fame. Patriots Hall of Fame, 100%. The Football Hall of Fame? No. Okay? That's for the luminaries. That's what the Hall of Fame is about. The luminaries, the Babe Ruths, the Ty Cobbs, the Josh Gibsons, the Satchel Pages, the Bob Gibsons, the Bob Fellers, okay, the Honus Wagners, all right, the Cy Youngs, the Reggie Jacksons, the Willie Mazes. That's what the Hall of Fame is about. And those that were beneath them, all due respect, great careers, championship, you know what I mean? But you're not a Hall of Famer. You know, and we can go back and forth, and you never play the game. And the Hall of Fame is the Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of Good, it's the Hall of Fame. Okay, there's other ways to recognize, honor, you know, so on and forth. So shout out to Major League Baseball, getting it right. Much respect onto their name. All right, folks, another episode of Sand City Sports across all different platforms. Big breakthrough in terms of bringing Twitter into the conversation. And we're just going to keep on doing what we're doing. And that's all. And we'll see you next time, folks. Peace.